Hello there, Ranger fans, and welcome to a Power Rangers bonus reviews video. Over the past few months, there have been rumors and hints that a Power Rangers production was in the works. Costumes were leaked online, and famous actress Katie Sackhoff was dropping hints on Twitter that synced with what we knew about the project. Well, that project finally hit the internet at midnight Pacific time on Tuesday. It's a 14-minute professional quality fan film called Power/Rangers, directed by Joseph Kahn and produced by Adi Shankar. The film is vastly different from the usual tone of Power Rangers. Dark and gritty is an understatement. The film has generated an amazing amount of discussion, and there are a lot of mixed feelings regarding it. Since there's so much discussion out there about it, I figured I'd throw my orange hat into the ring and let you guys know what I think of it. But first, a very necessary disclaimer. If this film were to be shown in theaters, it would very likely be rated R. There have been two versions published, a less intense version posted to YouTube, and the fully intense version posted to Vimeo. But both of them are very violent and deal with themes such as war, death, drug use, and sex. This film is clearly not intended for children. I won't be including anything supremely inappropriate in this review, but there are still some strong themes that will be necessary to demonstrate in order to pass along the feeling of this film. Therefore, I would like to ask my younger viewers to please stop watching this review now and to not watch the film. Once again, it is not intended for children. The film begins with one of those flashy, blacking in and out war sequences, seen first person through the Pink Ranger's eyes. The Rangers are fighting in some kind of a war and using machine guns, which was kind of a lurch as that really doesn't match their fighting style. We also see a shot of the Megazord, which is also weird because they're not inside it, although it's unclear whether it or the object it was fighting, or both, were destroyed. After a quick shot of the Pink Ranger's helmet lying on the ground, we cut to an interrogation chamber. Kimberly, played here by Katie Sackhoff, is shackled to a chair being interrogated by Rocky. Rocky, played by James Vanderbeek, has apparently changed sides, now working for the Machine Empire, who apparently replaced his lost leg. The Machine Empire is looking for Tommy, who Kimberly says has been a ghost since their Ranger days. Rocky takes Kimberly through what has happened to each of the Rangers since their Ranger days, and each of them has a plausible future backstory, forward story, but a sad end. Jason and Kimberly got married, which does kind of follow along with the romance that was hinted at in the Turbo film. However, Jason was assassinated in his truck right next to Kimberly by the Machine Empire soldiers, having been sold out by an embittered Bulk and Skull. We then see that the Machine Empire took out Bulk and Skull as well. We then go to Zack, who built a small empire with a series of hip-hop keto workout tapes. But he missed the thrill of being a ranger, so he turned to hard drugs and illicit sex. But he never found that same edge. So he finally decided to work for the Machine Empire, becoming a lone agent as the Black Ranger and clearing out resistance cells. He takes out a cell in North Korea in what is actually an excellently shot and choreographed action sequence. However, his new direction comes to a sudden end as he is killed in his own home, but we don't yet see by whom. Rocky implies to Kimberly that it's Tommy that's taking out the other Rangers, as his fluctuating status as a Power Ranger probably drove him a bit insane. The story then cuts to Billy, who founded a technology firm that allied with the Machine Empire and was planning to sell blade blasters to the Soviet Union. We see Tommy in Billy's office, with Billy dead at his desk. Kimberly says that Tommy would never do that, but Rocky says she's naive and asks why she thinks the powers would be given to children. For the record, neither character actually answers this question. Rocky then resorts to physical violence, choking Kimberly until she fesses up. The last time Kimberly saw Tommy was at Trini's funeral. Now, due to the unfortunate real-life death of Thuy Trang, this had to be handled very carefully. And I think it was. The film never directly addresses Trini's actual cause of death, simply stating that she was the first to fall. Tommy showed up for just a moment at her funeral, and that was the last time Kimberly saw him. He's been something of a ghost agent since then, and Kimberly really doesn't know where he is. Rocky reveals that the machines already told him that that was what she knew. When she says, "So you lose," he reveals that she's not there to give them information. No, instead she's there as bait. And right on cue, Tommy appears. Tommy and Rocky fight in what's actually another very exciting and well done fight scene. It's actually kind of a standoff. Rocky is shot by Kimberly, who is able to get to a gun. But then Tommy asks her who she is. What do you mean? She says that she's Kimberly. But Tommy says, no, that's not true. Come to find out, Kimberly actually died in the war at the start of the film, dying in Tommy's arms. This is when we get the big twist of the film. Kimberly's face cracks, and it's revealed that not only was she present when each of the other Rangers died, but she was actually directly responsible, though tastefully Trini's death is not further addressed. She trapped Jason in the truck until he was shot, she shot Zach herself, and she convinced Billy to shoot himself. She then reveals that she's not actually Kimberly, she's Rita Repulsa. It's stated earlier in the film that Rita created Tommy, and now she says she's erased all the other Rangers so that she and Tommy can be together again. He's not really into this idea, attacking her as the film ends. Before you can even really review a film like this, you have to try to get into the director's head and understand what it's trying to say. Joseph Kahn posted an article which includes an interview with him on his Twitter, and reading it you get a real sense of what the film is trying to do. This is not what Kahn or Shankar think the Power Rangers should be, or even what they think the new film should be. In fact, Kahn said that if he was offered a gig directing the new Lionsgate Power Rangers film, he would turn it down. So why did he make this movie? Because he and Shankar both think that Hollywood has gotten just a little bit obsessed with this hypocritical idea of remaking children's properties with a dark and gritty edge. Because they always turn out these PG-13 films for the family money that don't even feature blood when someone gets shot. So this is responding to that with the extreme. You want a dark and gritty Power Rangers movie? Though for the record, nobody with Lionsgate has said that's what the film is going to be. Well, here. It's clearly stated that this is neither a pitch for a movie, nor some kind of Tomorrow People-esque Power Rangers primetime television series. With all of that established, this really isn't all that bad. I think a score graphic is overdoing it a bit for a fan film, so I'm just gonna tell you, I'm giving Power Slash Rangers a score of 4 out of 5. I know a lot of people are going to be stunned by that, so follow me here. Each of the Rangers has a very believable future story, which makes their characters very believable even if there wasn't that much to most of them. The story is very plausible in the MMPR universe, as dark as it is. The film has some excellent fight scenes, which I mentioned, and it doesn't really go heavy on special effects, but the ones that it has are very well done. Vanderbeek turns in a great performance as an embittered Rocky, and think about it. That makes sense. Rocky had several storylines where he felt less important than the other Rangers. He was one of the only Red Rangers that did not lead his team. If you really think about it, of any of the Rangers, he would probably be the most likely to change sides. Sakhov's performance as Kimberly, the funny thing is she wasn't actually playing Kimberly, but Rita pretending to be Kimberly. Still, she gives a good tough girl performance, balanced with the emotion of basically being the last surviving Ranger, with Tommy being a ghost and everything. It makes one wonder if Rita was actually channeling Kimberly, or just putting on a good performance of her own. There are a couple of Easter eggs that are pretty easy to miss. In Billy's office, he's seen on the cover of Out magazine, a hidden reference to David Yoss's sexuality. Also, the man he's seen with on the magazine cover is actually Shankar himself. Also, the two women that Zach is seen in bed with are named in the credits as Scorpina and Divatox. In the end, I can't really say that I like this film, but I find myself unable to hate it. It's well made, plausible in universe, and fun in an action film sort of way. The biggest critique so far that I've seen thrown at the film is that it fails to capture the spirit of Power Rangers, that Power Rangers would never be this dark. But that's the point, as I said, as they've said, this is not what they think Power Rangers should be. Instead, it's a message about what Hollywood keeps saying they want to make. It just so happens that Power Rangers was the megaphone through which this message was shouted. If you would like to check this out for yourself, And again, if you're under 18, please do not watch this film. It is not intended for younger audiences. You can find a pushing PG-13 version on YouTube. If you want to watch the full-out rated R version, well, here's the thing. Saban Brands seems to be perfectly fine with the PG-13 version, but have issued a takedown notice for the rated R version on Vimeo. And that is understandable. They want to protect their brand from much of the imagery seen in the film. However, United States copyright law is pretty firmly on the side of Khan and Shankar here. The film is non-profit, it wasn't even kickstarted, and clearly falls under the banner of parody and satire, making it fair use. For the moment, people who really enjoyed the film are fighting back, re-uploading copies of it to Vimeo. So, go take a look, see if you find it. So that is going to do it for this special edition review. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time seeing me, I review new episodes of Power Rangers every week. In fact, you can click here to see my most recent review, Dino Charge Episode 3 of Fool's Hour. I also review toys when I can and make other kinds of videos, etc. So once again, thank you so much for watching this special edition review video. If you liked it, make sure to click the like button right down below to let me know, and subscribe to the channel if you like seeing videos like this. You can find Orange Ranger Videos on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You'll be able to find the links on the end slate at the end of this video. Also, what did you think of this film? This film is generating more discussion about Power Rangers than I can remember seeing in a long time, so I'm sure you viewers out there have some strong opinions, so make sure to leave them below. Thank you so much for watching one more time, and until next time, may the power protect you.